YouTube, my name's Kent and welcome back to another video. Today we are resuming our AFL podcast series, and let's just take a look at the ladder. It's changed drastically since the start of the round. Before we get started though, shout out to the Junkyard Flog. His latest video, I think it's my new favourite video of all time. He's such a shit, it's not even funny. And he thinks this year's been the worst year of football ever. I personally reckon it's been a great year of football. Anyway, if we can look at the ladder, Sydney have jumped up to first, Adelaide in second, Geelong in third, Hawthorn on fourth. They went from first to fourth because of their poor percentage. Then we got GWS, West Coast, Western Bulldogs and North Melbourne rounding off the top 8. And, well, if Melbourne won today, they could have still made it in the finals, but there's no way St Kilda can make it in the finals. Well, kinda, there is, but they would have to absolutely smash by 200 points next week, and that's not going to happen. So I think we know the top 8, and then we got St Kilda, Melbourne, Port, Collingwood, Richmond, Carlton, Gold Coast, Freo, Brisbane, and Essendon. Now, for this week, I got 7 out of 9. I have 136 overall, but I'm 8th in the comp, sadly, in my family. Everyone's only like one tip ahead of me, though. So, you can see the ones I got wrong. I got the Richmond and Carlton tips wrong. Yeah, I guess you'd expect those to be wrong. I think everyone got this tip wrong. But I did get the West Coast Eagles tip right against Hawthorn. So, yeah, that's pretty good. As you can see there, I was 9 points off the margin. I tipped them by 16 points. And, yeah, I can't believe there's only one more round to go. But the AFL podcast will get incredible once we get to the finals. Anyway, let's move across to this, and I think I was just placed against Robbo for the memes. I don't know, really. But I beat Robbo. You know that famous journalist? He's on AFL 360. I beat him. And I didn't even try this week. I didn't make any trades. I would have smashed if I had traded out Bartel, but I didn't do anything with my SuperCoach this round. Wills is going to be an absolute great player. As you can see here, the same and different players that we had. And yeah, I basically smashed Robbo. I don't know how we were placed up against each other, but we were. And yeah, I beat Robbo. Hell yeah, I actually smashed him. I think these are those are last week's scores. Anyway, that is the SuperCoach, and I guess I'm only in it for the schools really, and then I don't know, just want to finish somewhere in there. I'm like third in the schools. And then, yeah, I'll just make 2 trades next week, like massive trades. And I'll show you those. Anyway, let's get into the full-on review of each game. West Coast Eagles. Why do I keep getting Western Bulldogs and West Coast Eagles mixed up? 13-14-92, 10-7-67. The top performance, Gaff got 38 disposals. Then there was Pritis, Lacroix with 2 goals. Kennedy got 5 goals. Lysek, Darling, Shuey, Marston, they all played great games. McGovern also played a great game. So it was full of star performances from the West Coast Eagles. Now on the other side we had Burgoyne. Now over to Hawthorn. We had Burgoyne, Lewis, Hodge, and Smith as their pretty much decent performers. Let's see who actually had the tag. Hutchings had the tag on Mitchell, and I guess he did a good job. So let's move on to the next game. Alright guys, I actually forgot to show you the stats. So here's the stats. Basically, I'm just going to leave them there for you to see. I'm not going to read them out. Not wasting any time. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, North Melbourne v Sydney. Sydney Swans 12-13-85 defeated North Melbourne 10-16-76. And Brent Harvey showed he can still do it. I reckon he's got to play on next season. He got 32 disposals, 3 goals to 150 on the Supercoach. The other star performers for North were the likes of Swallow, McMillan, Wells, Del Santo, and Zeeble. 2 goals to Del Santo, by the way. On the other side, the star players were Hanbury, Kennedy, Mills, Mitchell, Parker, and the list goes on. Rowan got 2 goals, 1. Hanbury had 2 goals straight, and 84% accuracy for Mills. Mills is going to be an absolute star. He's had a great start to his AFL career. And here are the stats. Let's move on to the next game. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to have a little bit of a conversation about this freaking game. I was there at that game. And Jesus Christ, it was a horrible game of football from both teams. You can't sit there and say that either team played well. Like, oh my God, it was a horrible game from both teams. It was just, oh my God. So basically, St Kilda 7-13-55 beat Richmond 6-10-46. Our only decent player was Rioli. Rioli played fantastically. And then, you know, you'd forgive Markov, of course, since he's still developing. I guess Martin had an okay game, and so did Edwards. But, seriously, we really need to have a look at our list. I think we were trying something different that game. We had to be. Anyway, Ross, Montagna, Akers, Billing, Stephen, Rewalt, they were the star performers for Saints, and Rioli was pretty much the standout for us. Here are the stats. We got dominated. The only one we won in was the Freeze. Alright guys, Western Sydney vs Freo. Greater Western Sydney Giants defeated Fremantle Dockers 19-15, 129 to 5-7-37. The star performers for Western Sydney were Griffin, Shaw, Whitfield, Patton, and more. Stevie J got 3 goals. Jeremy Cameron got 3 goals. Jonathan Patton got 6 goals, which was a massive performance from him. Over on the other side, Neil, of course, highest possession getter in the AFL, 40 possessions. Spur, Hill, and Weller all played decent games as well. Yaron got 3 goals, 1, and yeah. Pretty much not too much to say about this game. Here are the stats. And let's move on to the next game. Alright guys, Collingwood vs Gold Coast, and as you can see, Pendlebury played a great game. 16-22, 118, defeated 6-1-47. The best players were for Collingwood were Pendlebury, Grundy, Treloar, Smith, Howe, White, Phillips, Sidebottom, DeGoey, Crisp, Wills. They all played pretty well. 3 goals, 1 to DeGoey, 3 goals, 4 to Jesse White. And yeah, over on the other side, Miller, Hall, and Brooksby were the star performers for Gold Coast Suns. And yeah, we scroll down. Those are the stats. Gold Coast only 1 on clearances. Rip Gold Coast. Let's move on to the next game. The showdown saw Adelaide Crows defeat the Port Adelaide Power 15-19, 109 to 14-10, 94. Star players for Port were Ollie Wines, Robbie Gray, Travis Boak, and Brad Ebert. Over on the other side, Crouch, Betts, Sloan, and Lyons all played great games. And yeah, 5 goals, 2 to Betts in, I think it was his 250th? 200? I'm not even too sure actually. 2 goals, 4 to Walker. 3 goals to Young, 2 goals to Robbie Gray. And yeah, down here you can see the stats. People saying it was one of the best showdowns of all time. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Now in today's game we saw Carlton take on Melbourne in probably the upset of the round. Carlton 11-12-78 defeated Melbourne 7-16-58. Star performers for Carlton were definitely Cripps. He got 1 goal. He got 30 disposals. Then we had the likes of Gibbs, Doherty, or Doherty, however you want to pronounce it. Simpson, Graham, and Kerner all playing great games. Over on the side, we had Gawn, Tyson, Viney, Hogan, Nathan Jones, and the rest of the people. Wiedemann didn't play such as a good game as he did in his debut. McDonald continues to perform. So, good signs for both teams. There are the stats. Let's move on to the next game. Alright guys, Brisbane vs Geelong, 10-9-69, played 19-15, 129. Geelong Cats picked up the victory away from home. Rockcliffe, Rich, Martin, Robinson and Cutler with the best performances for the Lions. Over on the other side, 5 goals to Motlop, and Duncan had a good game, so did Dangerfield. Manigola, or Mangola, however you want to pronounce it, Enright and Selwood all played good games. As you can see there are the stats. And yeah, it wasn't a massive win for Geelong, but it was still a pretty big one. Let's move on to the final game. Alright guys, the final game in the round. This is the last game until we head into the last round. 7-11-53, the Essendon Bombers lost to 14-9-93, the Western Bulldogs. Merritt, Zaharakis, Stokes and Kelly were the best performers for the Bombers. Stokes in his final game, I believe, and same with Cooney actually. Tipping Woody actually didn't play that great of a game. Johannesson, Picken, Boyd, Hunter, and Bontempelli and Caleb Daniel all did though. 1 goal and 33 disposals to